We're here in Sweden, Stockholm, and I am here with Tommy from Majestica, who is now in the game. So make sure you add him to your band lineup. So Tommy,
yes.
Before we set the tone for this interview, is there any questions you would wish that interviewers asked you more often?
Well, yes. I rarely get the question, what's your favorite movie?
Well, what is your favorite movie?
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. Oh, that's okay. Which one though?
No, all three of them.
All three of them.
Of course.
Do you have a favorite though?
I think it's in periods. I mean, when I was a kid, it was the second one. Then I grew up, and then I saw the third one over and over again. Now it's more back to the first one, because now I understand everything that happens and all the Easter eggs and everything a little bit more than I did before. So it's hard to decide.
So you saw it when you were a kid, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
How did it feel when we finally reached that year? When it was like the future, right? And we didn't really have flying cars, did we?
Well, I was very disappointed, especially because Tony Hawk and Christopher Lloyd and a bunch of other people, they made this prank that they discovered a way to make a hoverboard. So Tony Hawk was skating on a floating skateboard, and everybody was like, yes, that is so cool. And Christopher Lloyd was there, and it's like, finally it's time we have the hoverboard working, like that. And then they realized that, okay, it's just a hoax. It was a joke, but people were so upset because people were hoping. I mean, we've been hoping since the 90s for these floating hoverboards. And then they make this joke that it now exists, but it was just CGI and special effects.
Yeah, that was...
Yeah, so I was a bit disappointed.
I can understand. That is completely understandable.
Yeah.
So right now you're in this powertrain era, right?
Yes.
What does this music represent for you personally?
Joy.
Joy.
Joy, happiness, humor, nostalgia. Because, I mean, all of these songs, we had so much fun writing these songs, but it was also an album that took very much time to write, because we wrote the album at the end of my time in Sabaton, when I was, battling thoughts between, should I stay in Sabaton? Should I leave Sabaton? What happens if I stay? What happens if I leave? All that back and forth for like a year. It was a very hard time for me to battle these thoughts and at the same time write music. So I don't know how many songs were written to this album that in the end didn't make it because they weren't good enough, because you have to have joy and inspiration when you write music. And you can tell, like, the song that has been streamed and played the most on our new album, Powertrain, the song No Pain No Gain, that song was written in a day, and the lyrics was written in maybe like an hour during a walk in the forest outside my house. I was just, the lyrics just came to me and just writing down, and you can tell that it's a lot of joy behind that song, and that's maybe why it's so good.
You're focusing very much on joy and this positive messages in your album.
Yeah.
How do you balance having a positive message and like a joyful metal music while still not making it sound cartoonish? Because you're really you're really hitting those notes, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't sound cartoonish, but how can you keep that balance?
I don't know. It just comes natural to me because I reflect myself in the music that I write. Like, if I would try to write a death metal song, maybe at first it would sound death metal, but then at some point in the song, you would hear, okay, this is Tommy who wrote the song, because it was, some elements will always come back. And I just started to embrace those elements. I mean, not to make it super joyful, happy, like kids power metal. Not like that. I mean, you're not watching a Disney movie turn into metal. You're still listening to a metal album. But still there's so many albums, so many songs in metal focusing on darkness and negativity, which people can relate to, unfortunately, more often than joyful moments. So I think the world needs this. It's the same when, for example, Freedom Call, one of the happiest metal bands in the world. I love them. You get so happy when you hear those songs and you want to jump. It's the same with some of the songs with Hammerfall, Old Halloween. It makes you happy. And it also shows when you play and write happy metal or joyful cartoon Disney-inspired metal songs, it reflects on the person who wrote it as well, how they are as a person. And I'm turning 40 next year, but I don't feel a day over 20.
You don't look like it either.
Well, thank you. That was very kind of you. But yeah, I mean, I collect toys, and I'm a huge nerd, video games and all of that. And I intend to keep that because that's something that keeps me feel young and happy.
You mentioned that you like even if you're playing a death metal, you would still notice that it's you. You played a lot of power metal, like very clean power metal, especially in your band before you rebooted as Majestica, Ringseed.
Yeah.
How did you develop from this pure power metal through your years through Sabaton and now this rebooted Majestica?
Well, I listen to what people want to hear. I mean, of course, first of all, you write music for yourself. What you want to write, what you want to listen to. But if you're releasing albums, you also need to consider the fans. What do they want? And if you released a power metal album with very clean power metal album and people say, oh, this is fantastic, and then you make an album making it a little bit darker, people say, oh, this wasn't as good as the first one. Okay, we go back to the happy. With a third one, make it very happy. The whole album is about Disney, actually Disney characters. People are like, no, this is too happy, I don't like this. Okay, then we go a little bit darker on the fourth album, and then around there I think I found a perfect balance. It's a concept album about the Titanic, and that is something that people say is our best Rainseed album. And then I tried to make more symphonic on the Welcome to a Theater album. People enjoy that as well. So on the sixth album with Rainseed, I tried to combine the little bit darker tone with the symphonic elements, and that turned out to be the worst album that we ever made. Also because, yeah, I mean, songs are good, but it was very not so motivated songwriting and performing because I was burned out and very depressed when I wrote that album. And all the lyrics are recorded in one day. It's basically one takes. It's not really my proudest moment, but you can't choose how you're supposed to feel, So I was completely burned out, and at that point I took a picture of all my guitars, ready to put them out on the internet to sell them and never play again. And then at the same time try to write music. So it's not easy. But fortunately I took a long walk for like 2 hours and came to my senses and didn't sell them.
That's good. We're lucky.
Yeah.
You didn't.
Me too. But anyway, then we changed to Majestica. I came back from being burned out and depressed, and I got so much inspiration to write music again, and that's when we released the first Majestic album. I just wanted to leave all of that behind me, changed name. We changed one member, but the music was more happy, but there was so much joy in the songwriting, and people could hear that, and that's why that album went so well. The same with the Christmas album. I wrote finally made a dream come true and wrote a Christmas album with a lot of orchestrations, the funniest music parts album I've ever done. So writing Powertrain, it was like, okay, so we have the Joy from Above the Sky, the first Majestica album, and the advanced elements from A Christmas Carol, the Christmas album. So we need to combine them, and we did that. And Powertrain went even better than Above the Sky. So yeah, that's a little bit how it works. You have to think a little bit what you want to write, but you also need to consider what the fans want to hear as well, and take that in consideration.
From what I heard, you used Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol as inspiration for your song. How did
Yes.
that idea come to you?
Well, I played Scrooge in a play when I was in high school, 17 years old, and I always loved the story, and then it was cool to finally play Scrooge. And then I always wanted to do a Christmas album because I love Christmas so much. It's my favorite time of the year. And I love Christmas music because I finally got to understand what makes a song sound so Christmassy. So I was just waiting for an opportunity to write a Christmas album. And then Corona came. We were in lockdown, so in Majestica we said, all right, time to write a new album. Let's start. So I did like, I don't know, maybe 15 song ideas, showed them to the guys one evening. We were having a party, I showed the ideas, and everybody was like, this is fantastic. We have an album here, which later ended up to be some of the songs for Powertrain. But then we got a little bit drunk and sang karaoke in the living room, and then poof, hey, how about we do a Christmas album? We record it now, and then we release it before Christmas. Yeah, let's do that. And so we had a meeting with the record label in July, and he said, the record label, if you want to release it before Christmas, we have to release it in end of November, which means that we need the album at in the beginning of August. That's in 1 month almost, give or take. Yeah. So we gave it all, and I was sitting in the summertime watching Christmas movies, writing down, taking notes. This is a great quote. I need this in a couple of songs. I was drawing how the characters would look, making my own versions. I did a couple. I actually drew a couple of picture music videos, that 3 of them that has never been seen. Maybe one day they will, but we have 3 music videos made for 3 songs for the Christmas album.
Well, that's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Maybe on the 10th anniversary or something. We'll see.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
How do you usually find inspiration for albums and songs? Like you mentioned, you're often taking long walks in the forest.
That is, I think, one of the best ways to find inspiration. So many songs that I have written just by walking, getting in, I don't know, it like gets my brain going, and then I don't know, the ideas just come to me. I mean, I would say almost every song lyrics on the Powertrain album has been written while I was walking. Just walking, and that's a good idea. Take up my phone, write, and then I walk and write on the phone. But also, it's like you hear a song or a short snippet of a song from a commercial or something, and you, wow, that's a nice melody, and that rhythm, and then you start thinking of how to do something like that, with that melody, with that rhythm, and then poof, it's you get started in your head, start writing music in your head, and then when you record it, you have it all up here, and you just transfer it to the computer with guitar and keyboard.
How did you get into music?
When I was 9 years old, my dad showed me a video of Gary Moore playing Out in the Fields. And at that time, it was like, wow. I remember it still to this day when I was watching that. And I felt for the first time in my life, wow, this is the best thing I've ever heard. This is what I want to do with my life. I want to become a musician, play guitar and sing. And so Dad, he plays guitar as well. He started to show me a little bit to play guitar. I filmed myself playing that song out in the fields, and we sent it to this Swedish TV show called Småstjärnorna, Little Stars. It's when the kids lip sync to their favorite artists. So we sent the tape to them. I didn't make it to, unfortunately, but I don't know. It was like a trigger when I was watching myself playing. It's like, wow, that's me. I'm a rock star, lip syncing. Didn't know how to play. 9 years old, but still, something happened. Like this is what I'm supposed to do, and I've had the same goal since I was 9. That I wanna become a musician, play guitar. And then when I was 15, I heard 18 Alive with Skid Row. The ending part when Sebastian Bach goes high with very, grit and distorted voice. I never heard anyone sing like that before. And it was goosebumps. It was one of those things that gives me goosebumps even today, like 20 years later. When I hear those notes, I still get goosebumps. So that's when I decided I want to sing. I want to be just like Sebastian Bach, the singer with a voice. So
I think we talked about this in the last interview we did when I asked how you practice singing, because a lot of people probably feel like they don't have a natural singing voice but would love to sing anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any advice?
Well, I mean, to find your own voice is very hard. For me, it took some time. But what I did was practice, practice, practice. That's the only thing you can do. And I was singing day and night. My parents, they, keep it down up there. All the time. They were watching movies. I was standing up in my room singing, thinking one day I will be a rock star. But I will never be a rock star unless I stand in my room and sing. And hours and hours I did that. And I didn't care if it didn't sound good. In my head, it sounded good, because I knew that the more I sing, the better it will be. And I had that goal in my mind. Standing there singing Skid Row songs, Avantasia, Edgar, those Halloween songs, Eagle Fly Free. I didn't sound as good as Michael Kiske, but in my head, I was there already. And that's what kept me going. And of course, I knew I wasn't singing like him when I was, 15, 16 years old. But just thinking that I'm there already.
You're living proof that it can be reached, right?
Well, if you practice hard enough, then you can accomplish everything. And I met too many people that has given up the dream because it's too much work, too much practice, and they don't have time. You always have time. It's what you choose to dedicate your time to.
What's the one advice that stuck with you throughout your career?
I was in the town of Umeå in north of Sweden. I saw a musician standing in the street singing. And he was so good, such a nice voice. So I went up to talk to him. I was like 18 maybe. No. I was about like 15, 16. And I talked to him. And then he told me, learn to play the drums. Because if you know how to play the drums, you will know how to write a song. And then when you know to play the drums, you need to learn how to play piano as well. I said, okay, shouldn't I learn all the instruments? No, you don't need to learn all the instruments, but learn the basic instrument, bass, guitar, piano, drums, and vocals, because then you're set, then you don't need anything, you can rely on yourself all the time. And that stuck with me, and I followed his advice, and I learned the drums, and I learned the piano, I learned bass, everything, because I didn't want anyone to hold me back. Like, I want to record an album. Oh, I don't have a drummer. I don't have a keyboard player, or I don't know how to record. I don't know how to do videos. You know, things that would hold me back. So that's why I wanted to learn how to do and play as much as possible. And that has really helped me today, learning all these things.
That's incredible advice. So we go into Rock Kommander, what made you decide you wanted to join Rock Kommander and become this playable character in a game?
It started actually when we met a year ago at Time to Rock. I've heard of Rock Kommander, but I wasn't too, informed about the game. And then we talked, and it sounded very interesting, and I looked it up a little more, and I started to play it. And I thought it was such a cool game. It's nice. Not only a game, it's also a community for heavy metal people. And I felt like, I mean, to become a game character is, of course, it's a dream for a game nerd. And this was the first time I felt, wow, this is really a game I would love to take part of. I would love to be part of this game. I mean, if World of Warcraft to make a Tommy Johansson Majestica character, that wouldn't make sense. Or, Sabaton with World of Warships and World of Tanks, that makes sense, absolutely. But for Majestica to be part of Red Dead Redemption Part 3, it's like, doesn't make sense. Why are we in that game? But for us, or me, to be part of a game that focus on heavy metal musicians, that's just perfect. And it's a cool game. It's a cool layout. Everything. I mean, it looks cool, and it's very easy to access the game as well to play. And I just felt this is something I really want to be part of, because of the game and because of the heavy metal community that comes with it. So that's why I decided, you know what, I should write to these people. So I wrote to you guys on Instagram, and then we met again, and then we took it from there, and now we're here, and we're about to launch the Majestica character, and I'm super excited.
How did you find the character? Did we get the vibe right?
Yeah, absolutely. I look badass. I look really badass. More badass than I will ever look in real life.
No, that can't be possible.
No, but I mean, this face doesn't look badass. It looks, as you said, I look like I'm 20 when I'm almost 40, and that's not badass.
I think that's a good thing.
It's a good thing, but it's not badass. No, yeah, of course it's good, but no, but the character it looks really cool, very very cool, and the guys, the design, the graphics team have done a great job, professional. And the best thing about it, because of how the world works today, is that you see that this is not AI. This is someone that has written this, drawn this by hand. And that gives it so much more soul and life to the designs and everything.
Well, we're happy that you're pleased with your character.
I'm very pleased, absolutely.
If you had one item that isn't just your guitar, something else, what would it be that you would love to have your character? You know, this must-have item.
I don't know. Maybe my first Leonardo Ninja Turtles figure I got when I was 7. It could be flux capacitor from Back to the Future, or maybe just an epic, huge cup of black gold.
Black gold.
Coffee.
Coffee. Oh, yes. I think your Swedish soul is.
Yes, absolutely. That's yeah. I think so.
Coffee.
Maybe. Yeah, coffee. That is. I mean, I don't know if it's metal, but it's good and it's necessary.
Yes, that's the way of life.
Yes, exactly.
If you could choose any song you have, like any you have worked on or written, which one do you think would match your character the best? Which one would represent your character?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I think maybe. Let's see, what kind of songs do we have? I think maybe the song that would fit me the best is either No Pain No Gain or maybe Go Higher. For this character, I mean, of course, if
Your character, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we would add a Christmas hat, then I know a couple of other songs that would fit, like The Ghost of Christmas Present, Christmas Past, Yet to Come.
Well, that might be a new skin later on.
Exactly, who knows? Yeah, I think No Pain No Gain is the song that I feel when I see the character. That's the one I get in my mind. Because it's like, I don't know, I see songs in colors.
You do?
Yes.
That's incredible.
It's a bit annoying sometimes because, for example, if you hear a song, I hear like, I don't know, Bad Romance by Lady Gaga, and I get that this song is a little bit like pink, dark pink-ish, and then you see the video and it's black and white. Then this is not right. It should be another color. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't make any difference. But anyway, No Pain No Gain has for me been like dark green, black. I don't know why it is like that. And then I saw the character with a like dark green background and black clothes, and it just felt like this is No Pain No Gain.
That's very interesting that you see music in colors.
Yeah, it's called something when you do that on something that I think it's like 0.8% of the people in the world do this. I don't know what it's good for. If it's a talent or a superpower, like I don't know. Imagine a superhero, music color man.
Do you think that influences how you're writing music? Like you strive for like a purple or a blue color when you're writing?
No, I don't. I never thought like that. But of course, I get colors as soon as I start writing the song. I mean, from the first chord, I get a color in my head. What kind of color this song is? And for example, I do covers on YouTube every Friday or every other Friday now, and I always try to make the artwork for the thumbnail in the colors that I see the song in. So now I have a frame around the song, around the thumbnail, just like a golden frame on the thumbnail. No big deal really. But that frame I always colorize in the color that I see the song.
I'm assuming it also helps you stay consistent to one style. Like you see this color sound is like blue, and you can keep writing the sound blue, I guess.
Exactly, yeah. And I don't know what it is that makes it blue, but it's like when you write something and it doesn't suit the song, it doesn't fit in the color. So
that's an incredible superpower.
Yeah. Music color man. That's a real superhero.
So I'm gonna ask you two questions.
Yeah.
And it's usually interesting because the answer is usually different for the two questions. So the first one is, what advice would you give younger people, young musicians striving to become someone as known as you are?
Well, first of all, stay off drugs. It's not good for you. Well, I don't know. I never done drugs, so no. But if you want to be a musician, I would say the three most important things are practice, practice, practice. That's like the main thing you can do to practice. And also realize that there are no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts in anything. And the more you work for yourself, by yourself, the easier it gets later in life. I mean, I've been, for example, if you go to Swedish Idol and you audition, sometimes it goes very well for the singers. But if you think about all the thousands of people that go and do these auditions, I mean, they just continue to go to auditions and continue to live on the dream that they would become a singer because of this TV show or something like that. And it's like they get this false view of how it works, because even people who have won, I mean, they do the finals and then they're gone. They don't do anything more, because I don't know if they don't want to or because they don't know how it works. It's like you have everything given to you, as we say in Sweden, to glide in on a banana peel. Peel, exactly. You eat a banana, you drop it, and you right into success. But if you work for it, it will take longer. It will be small steps at a time. But for every step you take, every little inch you get forward in your career, you get so much experience. I mean, for example, I was working on a record label doing all kinds of things, assistant, I was booking, I was recording. And that's when I got burned out, got depressed, and I felt really bad. But when I came out of there, out of that feeling of feeling bad, depressed, and burned out, I mean, I had so much experience in my backpack. I was so much stronger as a person. I'm not recommending that people should, hit the wall and get burned out. Absolutely not. But it's a good good example that even if hard and bad things happen, you will get stronger, you will come out of it, and you will be much stronger, and you will have more experience to know how to do things. But also something, very good advice is to try to get connections, try to get to know people, go out there, meet people, share your information. Now, of course, it's much easier because of social media. You just post a video of yourself playing a guitar and then you send it to everyone and everywhere. But it's also a little bit harder because everybody does that. But yeah, so that's what I would say.
Okay.
Small step, but it will.
And networking.
Yeah, and networking, exactly.
So what advice would you give your younger self?
I've been thinking about this recently, actually, when thinking about the time when I was at the record label and got burned out, and thinking like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to ever be in a situation like that. And I wish I wasn't in a situation like that. But so it's like, if I could go back and tell myself, don't do this and don't do that, I don't think I would do that. I've watched too many time travel movies, so I know how this works. I wouldn't be where I am today. I mean, if I wouldn't move to Örebro, work at this record label, maybe I would still be in my hometown of Boden. Maybe I wouldn't have joined Sabaton. Maybe Majestica wouldn't exist. Maybe I would still release my 14th Rancid album, and thinking to myself, why am I not more famous? Maybe. Or maybe it could have been even better. I don't know. But I would have loved to go back to my younger self and tell him, this is very hard right now, but you will get through this and everything will be just great. Just hold on a little bit longer and then you will be out of this.
And I think that kind of circles back to practice, 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 and don't give up, right?
Exactly.
That's very good advice.
Yeah.
So what's your kind of this oops, I messed up, or most embarrassing moments on stage that you can laugh about afterwards, but in the moment you're like, oh, don't look at me. So we've had drunk moments. We've had I think Gus G was attacked by a bat. So we've had some fun stories, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you have anything that stood out for you.
Well, I mean, if you were attacked by a bat, I don't think that enters a category of embarrassing. That's just epic.
Fighting off bats on stage.
Yeah, that is so cool. I don't know. I've lived a boring life. I try not to get drunk on stage, and the worst thing that has happened on stage. I've fallen one time on the 25th of April 2017. I ran out on the stage in Montreal, Canada. Certain reasons for what I remember this date. It's not an autistic thing or something like that. But it was the 25th of April 2017. I ran up on stage, and usually I stand, with one foot on a monitor and go like, yeah, you're ready to rock, like that. And I did that even this time before we started the song Ghost Division. And the monitor is like leaning a little bit. So when I put my foot on it, so I fell on my back with my arm right in the mic stand, and for some reason I hit something sharp on the mic stand because I started to bleed from my arm, and it was really painful. So that was embarrassing. But the first thing I thought when I stood up and I saw that Andy, the guitar tech, he helped me up and he put up the mic stand, I was just thinking, oh, please, Odin, Thor in the sky, please make sure that someone got this on video. I've been searching, but nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
But otherwise, the thing that embarrassing moments was when I was playing in a town called Lycksele, and my voice burst, like that.
Oh yeah, voice crack.
A voice crack, thank
Yeah.
you. But it was on the high note. That was very embarrassing. It was a very loud voice crack as well, so everybody could hear it. That they caught on video, several different angles.
I think the first story was it sounds more cool to be like bleeding on stage, play.
Exactly, and way cooler.
Otherwise, I can understand it's painful.
Yeah, I've done karaoke songs that I don't remember doing.
And it's caught on tape.
Yeah, it's caught on the internet.
Oh, great.
Yeah, there's been a couple of times, drinking and then going to the local pub and then seeing the day after, holy shit, I sang The Power of Love with Celine Dion, and it sounded horrible. I'm your lady, like that, going full emotion, not one single note right.
I think that's pretty normal, though.
Yeah.
When you're in that setting, right?
Exactly, I think so.
I think the only thing that sets you apart is that people recognize you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, stuff like that. But yeah, so unfortunately, it doesn't get more embarrassing than that.
I mean, there are plenty of situations.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest fan comment you've gotten?
Wow, I've got so many weird comments. It's hard to. I mean, it's been everything from people coming and trying to push you down. Like, I've seen you guys before. I mean, you were much better before, but yeah, it was nice to see you. It's like, what am I supposed to do with that comment? Thank you. Or when when I was new in Sabaton, we go to America, we have a signing session. This was my first USA tour with Sabaton. We have a signing session, and a guy comes up. Tobbe was a guy that I replaced, and he comes up to me at the signing session, and he said, "You know what? I was so happy to see you guys on stage, and I looked at you guys, and it's like, holy shit, Tobbe has gone really fat." But then I realized, oh, it's a new guy. Awesome. It's like, what? Was that a compliment? it was a mean way to say that, you know, acknowledge my appearance in a negative way, but he was happy that I was in the band. It was so weird. And then, of course, every now and then on my YouTube videos, I always get comments like, you should have done this, you should have done this, do this instead, do that instead,
Well,
then
that's the
I will
internet.
happy. Yeah, that's the internet. So
one last fast question.
yes.
Are there any teasers you're willing to drop for your fans or the Rock Commanders? You know, what comes after the powertrain? Something, just small teasers.
Well, of course, we are working with new music with Majestica. And I wouldn't say all aboard the powertrain, because that train has left the station. But I think it's time to be a little bit more nostalgic this time.
Cryptic. Well, thank you so much, Tommy from
Thank you.
Majestica, for being here with us today.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm very glad to be here, and I'm very excited to get my character started in Rock Kommander.
Yeah, so look forward for that and make sure you add him to your band lineup.
Do so.
Add Tommy to your band lineup. Make sure you do that. Cheers, Rock Commanders.
Rock and roll.
Rock Kommander!